What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hi.
So, this week's podcast is going to be a heavier one, as I said last night in my tweet. If you guys follow me on Twitter, at Skillet Freak. Shameless plugs. Anyway. But no,
Somebody's got to do it, though, right?
it's going to be a heavier episode, guys. It's going to be a longer one as well, so please.
Twitch.tv/Bob1.
Wow. No, it's gonna be a bit of a heavier episode, which is no big deal. I mean, we're gonna be talking mainly about suicide awareness or mental health awareness, whatever phrase you want to give it.
Yeah, however you want to put it.
I mean, it's all the same in a sense of things. In my mind, at least the way it works out.
In the grand scheme of things, that's what we're going for tonight is mental health awareness, whether it's anxiety, depression, ADD, any type of mental health.
Yeah, any kind of mental health stuff that you struggle with on a day-to-day basis is kind of what we're
or
going
know
with.
someone who struggles with it.
Exactly. Mental health awareness. That sounds good. Too, as you guys can see below us on the cam feed, I got stream commands set up there. We got ones for my Discord, the Lazy Entertainment Discord, which I need to change it, but it's not supposed to be Lazy Boys, Lazy Entertainment. Ignore it for now. And then Bob's channel, and I also got one on there for the suicide hotline. Wow, words are tough. So if you do that command in the chat, pop up with the number, call if you guys need it. No matter what. Yeah. I mean,
if you or anybody you know is suffering, please reach out for help, man. There's help out there, not just the suicide prevention hotline. There's help out there in many, many different ways, and us included. You ever want to talk to one of us, man? We're always here for you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
our Discords
we're a community. We're a family here.
If you guys don't want to go that route, you can add us. You can message us, any one of us on Discord. Hey, thanks for the host, Bob. But no, you can follow any one of us or message any one of us on Discord. I mean, I don't care. I'll ask you whether
you reach out. And
I'm this kind of person, but so tonight's episode of what's going to work. We'll kind of give our backstories and stuff that we've dealt with that are very heavy stuff to talk about. So it's gonna be a tough one, but there may be tears. Just a fair warning. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
But and as you can already tell, I'm trying to be the comedy guy of the group. Hey, but it doesn't really work. Yeah. But
no, you have one of the most hardened stories. So
reach out to any of us if you guys ever need anything. That's what we're here for. Yeah.
We are always here 24/7.
But I may seem like an asshole, but I'm not.
Deep down, he really does care.
I'm a nice guy. I promise, I'm a nice guy.
We'll touch more on that later tonight, but we're gonna
don't touch me.
Please.
And we're off.
No, we're gonna start off with Bob here. Bob, you want to start off with your stuff, man?
Well, for many years now, I've dealt with a mixture of my ADD, which stems way back to my childhood, to anxiety that keeps me awake all the time, to depression, which I've dealt with since childhood as well. Unfortunately, I didn't have the best childhood growing up. It wasn't particularly my dad's fault, but my mom has had not so great luck with men in the past, and they'd be abusive, and normally with it being and me being the only boy, it would be taken out on me. Well, as the years went on, it got to be too much, and I was finally sent to live with my dad. And when that happened, my mom and her ex-husband split up, and it was blamed a lot on me. And I was a 13-year-old kid at the time, and I took that as I shouldn't be here anymore. And at the age of 13, I tried to slit my wrist. Because I thought everything that was going on was my fault. I thought me being just a kid messed everything up. And I carried that for a long time. And luckily, my dad found me before it was too late and rushed me to the hospital. And they were able to save my life because I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. And I ended up spending 2 months in a group center, is what they like to call it. But it was more than that. It was a mental health facility they wouldn't let you have basically any time to yourself. They wanted you in a group. They wanted you always doing something.
Yeah.
But I got through that, and I just felt angry for a long time. I pretty much fought my way through high school. Anyone had a problem, I'd react with violence. I wasn't a bully, but I didn't get bullied.
I guess messed up a little bit there.
And then at 16 years old, I met my now ex-wife, and we were together from the time I was 16. We got married when I was 22, and 2 years later, we separated. And because she said she no longer wanted to be married to me. And at that point, I ended up taking and putting my kids down to bed. I had my ex-mother-in-law over that night. I went and locked myself in the bedroom, took a handful of sleeping pills, and didn't want to wake up the next morning.
That's
It's rough,
rough,
man.
man. I know.
Jinx.
Oh, rough.
And it's
Well, what did you wake up the next day, or did they figure it out and take it to the hospital?
well, I don't really remember it, but I apparently sent a message to my ex-wife, who called my mom. My mom came rushing in, called an ambulance, and I got carted off to the hospital, where I spent another 2 months in Highland.
Yeah. You know,
So
there's always that little guardian angel watching out for you. Some of them, and there's some reason why you're still here.
there is,
Thanks for the
and
follow, Twisted Angel.
it it took a while after we split for me to finally realize my purpose isn't to be with someone, but that I needed to live for myself for the first time in a long time.
Hmm.
I was always trying to make someone else happy. And from there, it just was another toxic relationship but after me taking that handful of pills and waking up the next morning in that hospital bed, realizing there was no one else around me, I realized it was me that needed to live for myself. And finally parted ways with her. We'll never truly be parted ways because we share 2 children together.
Oh yeah.
But went from there, I was buried in a bottle for a while. I drank nightly,
Yeah.
and I just didn't want to be sober,
Yeah.
which led to a very toxic relationship that I had gotten into with a high school girlfriend that I wish I would never have gotten back into a relationship with, because it sent me into a pain that I hope not even my worst enemy feels. For over a year, I raised a child that I thought was mine.
Yeah.
And come to find out, he wasn't. And
That's rough.
she said I could never see him
Yeah,
again,
that's real
and
rough.
it ripped my heart out. And I still have thoughts of, I'm not good enough.
Well, if I do want to say one thing real quick, bud, you know, even though I mean you've had some troubling times like the rest of us, but I mean look at you now. I mean you're killing it. You know,
I mean,
Absolutely, dude.
I'm an unemployed stay-at-home dad, but yeah,
I mean
I
you're
love
You're
my
No,
not
that's
wife.
kind of a
technically
dream
you're
job for
not
me,
technically
man.
unemployed.
Yes, this
you
is
are
true.
working with Twitch. You're trying to build that up, and yeah, it's a rough grind as we all know that people do stream. But I mean, you know, you've got a great relationship with Kat. You got 2 wonderful kids. You know, and you guys are you guys are doing the best for both of you.
Yeah.
I honestly think you guys are good
Honestly,
together.
I look at it this way. My
Mind you,
past has led me to where I am now.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
Yeah.
I would not change anything about anything that's happened to me. My past has made me who I am.
Yeah.
I've yeah,
Yeah, live life with
I'm
no regrets.
sometimes a callous asshole.
You
I'll
know,
admit it. But
that that reminds me of something my dad showed me a couple years ago. He found a picture online. It was a little stupid meme, but it was a cute little picture of a dog running his little ass off through a yard, and it just says the quote of it is "Live life like somebody left the gate open." That to
I
me
like
is
that.
honestly got me through some tougher times than I thought it would, because like it's a stupid little picture, but at the same time it's like I've myself that I'll talk about eventually. I've I may not have had some of the stuff you've had gone through, but I mean, once again, like we said before the podcast ever started, pain is pain. It all depends on how you deal with it, and whoever is different. I've it's just the way it is. But no, with your stuff though, I mean, I said, you are doing very good for yourself though now. I mean,
yeah,
you're doing what you love, at least trying to do it, and then
I am.
I'm sick. I promise the sniffles are because I'm sick.
Oh, I was tearing up
No,
a little bit
no,
myself there.
that was sunshine coming in the chat. I was reading chat. Sorry,
I know I saw,
but no,
but
But
you had tears in my eyes too.
it's
it's not something. The depression hasn't gone away. It's gotten better, and I still have my days where
And you're
I
going
don't
to
want to get off the couch, and my anxiety that will never go away. It
yeah.
may taper down once I get back on medicine, but there's I have anxiety about things I have to do a week from now. It's
I get anxiety just having to go to the store.
My
yeah,
anxiety gives me anxiety.
I get it, but
and that on top of the fact that I'm I have ADHD is it just when my
your mind never
ADHD
rests.
and my anxiety collide and I'm trying to go to sleep at night, that causes my insomnia.
yeah.
I'll toss and turn for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, and gotta hope the baby doesn't wake up in that hour and a half or 2 hours,
Yeah.
because then
Yeah.
I'm wide awake again, and I I do what's called the cycle. I have to lay on one side, then go back to the other, then to my back, then
And
back to one side, then
just
back to my back.
just throw a little bit of soap and water in there, and your sheets will always be clean.
Yeah. See, I used to do that until I started sleeping with the TV on, and then I was able to just sleep on one side because I used to toss and turn hard until I started sleeping with the TV on.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me personally, I don't think the depression will ever go away. Just you gotta learn how to live with it and
Yeah,
deal with it.
and honestly, between video games and streaming, it's been a big relief. Like, I'm me. I'm always gonna be me.
Yeah,
But when I'm playing a game, I'm putting myself in that scenario. I I'm not in my own head. I'm focused on something else besides the million thoughts that I have fly through my head at a time.
It's an escape,
Yeah.
which is
It
why
is.
video games always get a bad rep when
Alright,
it comes
guys.
to, mental health or mental illness or whatever, is because, yeah, it's an escape. But once you turn everything off, you have to go back to real world, and a lot of people have problems doing that. Have problems,
Yeah.
you know, resetting and coming back to what they have to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mine's like video games and music just right there. Gets me out of my head.
yeah,
But it
and
also
that's
keeps you going too.
Oh yeah.
Be able
Oh,
to take a break
absolutely.
exactly. Like
just
Yeah,
to kind of let everything go and move on and get lost in something for a few hours, and then coming back to the real world and going, okay, now I've able to breathe, I've able to calm down a little bit, I can start dealing with what's coming at me.
yeah,
yeah,
and instead of just unfortunately when my anxiety flares up with stress levels going up, it gets my brain going thinking how could I have let something get this bad, or how can why am I not good enough to get this done, or something along those lines. And
yeah. And that's all pretty much. That's all just the anxiety shit. It's like you're sitting there questioning every little detail of what you're doing and why you're doing
Yeah.
it,
Self
or
doubt.
yeah,
yeah, and
it's
it's always going to be a factor. It's not something that will ever not be there, but I've learned to deal with it better than I used to, which honestly, every once in a great while, and I'm going to say this to everyone out there, a good cry is very lethargic.
hmm
yeah.
I cry all the time,
Whether
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
I do
I've got
too.
my moments. Once in a while. I mean, there's days where it just gets what the heck was going.
Don't mind me.
Looks like George got lightning going on down there. But no,
And
go ahead.
you guys are you guys are talking about anxiety and everything. Like, I have weird anxiety. Like, like I have really bad paranoia, but it's like you three could say something about me in a hateful way, and it wouldn't bother me. I'd cut you off and move on. But someone driving down the road can give me a stare, and that will haunt me for the next 12 months of my life because I'm wondering what they think of me,
Yeah.
what that look was for, or
I
what went through their mind when
that's
they
just
saw me. I'm like,
anxiety, bud. That's just anxiety
that
because like
kills me.
I do the
Yeah.
same shit all the time. Like I'll be seeing somebody driving past me or something like that, or walking past somebody in a store, give you a weird look. You're like, what did I do wrong? You know?
Yeah, and it
You-
enrages you, but it's like I said, close friends, family, they can talk all the shit they want about me, and it doesn't seem to affect me because it's like, I can choose to not have them in my life.
well,
But the
dude,
person that's
and
not in my life,
you also know that person as that you can judge their input, like what you're saying, if it's as a joke or if they're actually meaning it, but seriously. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I know we all joke around all the dang time about stuff that if somebody will come up to me and say it to my face that I don't know, I'd probably deck them. But
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree 100%.
So you're able to judge that person by what they're saying and how they're saying it, and then that's honestly a good friendship and family in a way, because that just means you're not overly sensitive to super things that anybody says about you. I mean, you're still comfortable in your skin, but you still get anxiety of that. What am I doing wrong? What did I what's wrong with me, kind of thing, and that little anxiety stuff, and it's just the way it is. I think. I mean,
It builds and builds, and
man, that's just human nature in a sense, to an extent, but and some people it is worse than others because people are everybody's different.
yeah.
I just
dude,
used the
paranoia is
camera
horrible
to
for me.
find me a soda.
I saw that. Like Jory and one of our coworkers will be talking, and I'm always thinking they're talking about me. I don't know
Oh,
Oh,
why,
I'm the
but
same way,
I'll
dude.
just
I'm the same.
Same
You
way,
and
but-
John will be talking. It's like, dude, I know they're talking about how shitty you're something. Or
How
Brian.
bad you are at COD.
So, no, that's a fact. So that can't butt hurt me. That's just a literal fact. But no, that's one of my biggest problems, and I'll get to that when it comes to me.
Yeah. But no, so going back to Bob, I mean, is there anything else that's kind of like been a big factor in your life that help, besides video games and the obvious, what helps you cope with it? Just being with the family and all that, or
Honestly, the last 5 years, it's been Kat. She's kept me grounded. She's kept
kept
me
you centered and
kind of. She's been a rock for me,
Yeah.
and vice versa. I've been a rock for her. When me and Kat got together, she was coming out of a very toxic relationship, as you know,
yeah,
James,
I know.
and it's it's been give and take. It's never been 50-50 when it came to me and her. It's always been 100-100. We both give 100% to each other, and
Yeah,
That's good.
very good.
it's something I've never had in the past. It's not. I've
It
never been.
and an actual stable relationship to where you both are putting in the same amount of effort.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never been
it's
there.
always in the past. It was always I would give everything and seemed like I'd never get nothing in return.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, you were the only one putting
like
anything into
80,
it. It
20
felt like.
or some shit.
if 20,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like a super lean ground beef.
Well, I
Like
like that. Well,
95.5.
yeah, okay. No, I
So you're
get
saying
that.
you're the fat?
Jeez, guys. Nice.
I regret that analogy now.
I
Wait, did you just call me fat?
Yeah, I think he did, dude.
so, hey, what else? What's a big what's one of your biggest triggers? I guess that really like sparks that like the inner demon, where like it either pisses you off or really upsets you. Like, what is that? Like, is there that one thing that just like really just gets to you, or
For the most part, as you guys know, I let everything just roll off my back. But
unless we call you Bobby?
there's a reason.
I know. I'm messing with you.
But it's
By the way, don't call them
verbally
Bobby guys.
attacking my family, like
Oh, yeah.
it's like you're trying to physically attack me, and then we're gonna throw hands.
Okay.
Or some days it's just waking up.
Now,
I'll just wake up feeling overwhelmed,
back
and
in
that's a trigger to my depression.
going back to your high school career and all that, like your school time, were you ever picked on in school and all that, or did you ever deal with any of that kind of
Up
guess
until I
trauma?
was like 14, I was like 5 foot. So I
You're
got
always a short
picked
kid.
on a lot.
I understand that.
Back when I live with my mom still, she got tired of me coming home from school, and I'd have a black eye or something. So she put me in judo and jujitsu classes. Well,
How
I
much
did
of that
that for
actually
7
stuck real
years.
quick?
Huh?
How much of that actually stuck around with you though? Dude, let's be fair here, because I want to know if we ever get in a fight, well, do I have a chance?
I'm gonna use your weight against you, and
Yeah, toss you right over, man. That's that judo talking.
What can I
man.
say, man? I'm nothing but a pushover. Oh shit! No, I don't know. I
Oh
didn't know
yeah,
if you ever
hip
were like,
tossing, man.
I didn't know if you ever like picked on in school, whatever. You know, if you were ever, you know, like one of
yeah,
the
I was, and back before my first attempt, I would just let it happen. I'd try to be the bigger person
yeah,
and just walk away. And then I got just angry at everything. I would argue with my stepmom. I wouldn't.
just being that quote
I
unquote
was
typical
just being
teenager.
I was being a rebellious teenager,
Yeah,
and if someone wanted to try to pick on me, I'm I may be I may have been taught judo and jiu-jitsu, but I also grew up between Lime and Ferguson. I will hit
fair.
someone with a brick. I'm not proud of some of the stuff I've done while fighting.
Yeah,
I've gotten into some pretty stupid fights over some pretty stupid shit.
I think that's a lot of guys.
But I
That's
was a kid. I
yeah,
was I was a stupid kid. My anger was just
getting the better of you, and
yeah.
Apex was. I thought about self defense class, but I watched wrestling to probably won't do good in the fight. LOL.
Just practice falling down.
Yep.
Falling
Take the
is where
dive
you
every
get,
time.
falling is where you
Get
get
him in
hurt
the
the
nuts,
worst.
dude.
Also, it's great to just try to mess with their mind right before you're about to fight. Like say something really off the wall before they hit you, and they'll be thinking about that and be like, as they're about to hit
Well,
you.
And
this
then
is
you clock
this
them with a brick.
this is why I've always joked around. Like, you want to fight? I'll fight you. I fight naked. Just start stripping clothes off. They'll be like, I don't want to fight that guy.
No one, and make sure you start lathering in grease.
Nobody, be like
Spit on yourself, man. Just
be like a greased pig.
You're never gonna catch me.
Yeah.
like greased up deaf guy from Family Guy.
But
See y'all next
I-
year.
between honestly, it was my oldest son that kind of helped the anger to just
Kind of mellow out.
dissipate. And because at 18 years old, I became a father.
Yeah.
I became a dad for the first time a month exactly after my 18th birthday. Mine is April 26th, and my son's is May 26th.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So it was I didn't get a chance to have that party life and everything else. It
Let's be
was
honest.
never a priority of
Are
mine.
you really missing much though?
No,
Oh,
a lot of hangovers missed. I'm glad.
I mean, I never really had that. I never had a party scene part of my childhood, growing up as I did either. But I look around and I'm like, I didn't really miss much.
shit,
No,
there
not
was
so
nothing to
much.
do in Owensville butt party when I was a teenager. Like,
I
that,
say
that
I
was
had a
that was our
See,
Wednesday night. Let's go get fucked up.
I was
Huh?
never invited, so.
Well, it was all of
I
us
kinda,
uninvited
my
get
Friday
invited.
nights, would
Yeah.
consist of going to the bowling alley, spending 20
Ain't
bucks
not, hey,
on
nothing
spend
wrong with
20
that.
bucks playing games and pool.
Cosmic Bowl.
I didn't
Hell
I
yeah.
didn't even
yeah.
bowl. I never bowled when I went to bowling alley. I went to
The
play
arcade.
no, I went and played pool, play with the game, have arcade games, hang out with friends, I
Yeah.
never did play pool or bowling hardly ever. So if I do, I'm bad at it. But just
Between
what was our
but
products?
yeah, between between my anger issues, what helped kind of taper it a little bit back in high school was playing sports. I played
Okay.
hockey, I played baseball, I bowled. I anything to keep me busy. And I also rode BMX. I played street hockey because, well, you can't
Street
play.
hockey's funner anyway.
Depends. It depends on who you're playing with.
Yeah.
This is very true
If
or
too.
you
you're
can
playing
actually
with
beat each
actual
other in. So
friends
there's
and
the aggression out.
and you're all padded up, that's one thing. But when it's just random people, that can get a little dangerous. Because when you're playing with your friends, you're trying to knock them down, but you're not trying to hurt them.
Yeah.
Is
I
Random people are trying to kill you.
yeah, yeah.
so in closing, what kind of person do you like? What kind of person do you want to be in the next 10 years with with your mental health state and all that stuff? Like,
Well,
do you want to be past it all, or do you just want to
I just I
want to live with it in a sense?
I
Cool.
want to be able to truly get all of it out there,
Okay.
but there's some other things that I just told Kat not too long ago
Yeah,
that I
and
don't feel comfortable getting it truly getting off my chest just yet. So
and that's
it's
understandable. I mean, that
Yeah.
stuff comes in due time. I mean, I've got a few instances, of people that I know that I've come clean about some things, stuff like that. So I mean, it all takes time for you either to get it out there or remember it enough to actually tell the story and like to quit repressing it in a sense.
yeah.
And
Hey,
there's go ahead.
I was just gonna say I applaud you for getting on here now in front of all these people watching and talking about what you did talk about. It takes a lot to, like, yeah, you tell your loved ones, but it takes a lot just to sit in here and tell random people your life story and the how your deepest of lows that you ever had. It's a real strong man to do that.
Yeah,
So
For
thank
sure.
you, and I appreciate that.
Thank you guys for
Um,
helping me get this platform to do it.
I
It
mean,
it needs to get out there. It's honestly, once again, if you ever feel like you are in a spot that you feel like you've had enough, just call that number,
Yeah.
message me, message
any
any of
any
us,
one of us.
Any of us.
and
Absolutely.
whether it's a Discord, whether it's a whisper on here,
A
I'll
DM on
respond
Twitter.
as soon as I can.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep. Yeah, that goes for all of us, pretty. But let's go ahead and move forward a little bit here. We're going to go start with you. You want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
I'll go.
All right, you want to go?
Mine.
All right.
Yeah. Well, much like Bob, I kind of grew up kind of rough. Mom tossed between a couple dudes, and because I'm not even from Missouri, man. I'm from Pennsylvania. And the only reason I came here to Missouri is because my stepdad was abusive as fuck. And it took the point of me standing in between him and my mother with a knife saying, "You touch her again, I'll fucking kill you."
Yeah.
And like 2 days after that, we're in Missouri, pretty much. You know, it's one of those ordeals where I kind of grew up feeling worthless, and is it my fault? You know, kind of like what how you felt, Bob. And dealing with that early. See, I moved here right after 9/11, like almost right after 9/11.
Yeah.
And I was 11 years old. So I kind of had it rough there. And then moving here to what apparently is known as a junky ass trailer court to the kids in middle school and stuff like that. Right there, I'm automatically, junk and trash to the people. So, I'm already feeling like shit and all this. So then I grow up with that and I start drinking. I mean, let's say 14. That's when I started smoking pot and drinking and smoking cigarettes, doing the normal rebellious teenage stuff, I guess. But
Yeah.
by the time I was hitting 16, dude, I was slamming a fifth and a half of vodka, dude. Dropped out of school and I was drinking. Yeah. I was drinking vodka like it was fucking like I was Russian. And there ain't a bit of Russian in me, dude. And then it came to the point of self-doubt, hating myself more than anything, all this shit. And when it finally came down to the point of feeling worthless, to a point of I hated my life so fucking much, I get blackout fucking drunk, take it out on my mom, not physically or not. I was never a physical person, but pretty much calling her what I thought I was, worthless. You're a worthless fucking factory worker. Blah blah. I don't want to do that. Blah blah. Bringing her down to my level, and I didn't want to do that anymore. Thankfully, I joined the military. They straightened my fucking ass out. I loved it. Loved every minute of it. Got out. My first time round, I got out of the military. That was after the three and a half years in the infantry. Got out. And then the depression kicked in, and it was bad. And it was bad to the point to where when when my grandmother moved here from Pennsylvania after I graduated basic training, I was relieved, but I wasn't in the same time. And one time I got belligerently drunk. I mean, I drank it was like 2 fifths or something of Crown Royal. I drank almost 3 fifths of fucking whiskey that night, dude. I was drinking what's known as black tooth grins, half Seagrams, half Crown Royal straight. Just like
How are
that.
you alive?
Because I drank a lot as a kid. I don't know, man. I used to sauce hard, man. I mean, I don't drink anymore. I might have the occasional beer or two, but I used to drink hard, man. I used to be really bad
Yeah,
on liquor.
that's a lot of alcohol.
I used to
Yeah.
get blackout drunk at the bar, and well, that'll come here in a minute. But there was one night here at home, I got fucking belligerently drunk at the bar. Decided to drive home. Didn't make it home. I made it about 100 feet from my house until I decided to floor it down this hill. I was like, fuck it. I'm not going home. Boom, in the ditch I went, and we got home, and I started throwing shit at my mom and my grandmother, started throwing shit, and I was like, fuck it. I grabbed the belt, and I loosed it up and fucking tossed myself down the stairs, dude. That
Yeah.
right in front of my grandmother, may she rest in peace. That is...
You're coming.
And after that, I ended up having a good stay at what we call in back in Pennsylvania, a state hospital, which is essentially a mental ward, psychiatric ward. I'm going to use psychiatric ward. where I was in there for I want to say it was 3 days, 2 nights, pretty much just a drunk tank. It felt like, but got in there and it was pretty much one of those where it was a legitimate institution, man. I was in there with some legitimate
Not cases.
psychiatric
Yeah,
patients, dude. I
fair.
was there with a
I
lady
was
who
wrong
thought
there,
she
I'm
was the
sorry.
queen. She legitimately thought she was the queen. She walked around with a baby doll in her hand and talked with a British accent and everything, man. My mom tried calling me one day and she answered the phone. You know, it's one of those ordeals, but I can't say it was a vacation, but for my mental state, it was the greatest vacation. Because at that point I was at the low of let me out of here. I'm gonna do it again. Let me out. Come on. I'm fucking done. I'll fucking go to your group. I'll eat your shit food. Let me out. Let me out.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bridge over there. Let me out. I was at that point in my life. And it didn't end there. I bounced through some relationships, the bad one. And this most recent one, I went back in the military, did another 3 years of active service, and I was up for my reenlistment, a full reenlistment. This is after an 8-year contract. The full reenlistment, and then it told me that don't sign that. I want to stay here with you. Let's start this up. I want to start a family with you and shit. And it's like, okay, I won't. And then I don't sign it. Greatest job I've ever had, my dream job, to tell you the truth. And then she runs off with my best friend of like 13 years within like 6 months, 7 months, something like that, dude. And that's when it came to the point to where I own firearms.
Yeah.
And that 12 gauge was looking mighty tasty at that point. I mean, me and this dude were best friends. We were hip to hip, conjoined fucking twins. And if he's gonna throw my friendship away, who the fuck else wants my friendship? That's how I was feeling at that time. And thankfully, for some stupid, I can't even call it stupid. For some reason, I never ever thought about it again. I never ever once thought about eating a 12 gauge or any of this shit. And I don't know why. It was just, I woke up one day, because I usually wake up feeling worthless. I just woke up one day and was like, Yosh. It's Japanese for all right, by the way. And I just, let's get at it. I went out, got a job. I right now I'm working at one of the best places I've ever worked at, as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned. And
You've said different.
It's a factory, dude. It has its days, bro.
Every factory has its
weeks.
days.
It has its weeks now, man. But now I'm, I got you guys. You guys are, I can gladly say about my only friends, you and chat here. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are my friends, and I like to keep it that way.
Yeah. I mean,
Because generally it comes to seem like the friends I pick up either toss me around like trash or just dissipate, and
We're not going anywhere, brother.
yeah,
No.
fucking A, man. I
I'm
won't
not
either.
going anywhere either. Mostly
We're gonna
because
be 90 still sitting in front of a camera.
mostly because that
Oh.
involves that I actually gotta leave my room. So
Well,
you're
unless
stuck
the
you're
with
gonna
army
me.
be 90.
calls,
Apparently, I'm gonna be like 100.
Well, I mean, you're already
I'm
halfway
saying-
there.
And my back's already hurting. Right from carrying Jory in Warzone, but
yeah, that's
neither
oh,
here nor there.
No!
yeah. I mean,
So
I'm here to stay unless the army calls.
Hold on.
Man.
I've been the one carrying lately, buddy. You got to remember that.
My back hurts, man. You did just.
Now you're just getting old.
You just needed a break.
So what kind of person do you?
What helps
kind of,
you?
Okay, yeah. There you go. What helps you to like cope with the depression, the anxiety, and all that? Just the thoughts.
Yeah, what keeps you waking up every morning and
Mm.
loving every day as a new day?
Well, right now in my life, I'd say what gets me out of bed more than anything is knowing that I'm still here. My mom's still here. My family, my mom's my only family. I love you, Mom. More or less knowing that she's. I know that's kind of linear, but
you had a bit of a connection issue
family I
there.
got, dude.
What were you saying about your mom?
I love her, man. That's
Okay.
her still being here just
Helps you out. Helps you be
absolutely. It gets me
kind
going
of
to
keep you
work.
centered.
and,
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me want to go to work as much as I don't want to go to work. And music.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
two things are probably the biggest things in my life right now, other than you guys that are really keeping me in the
Hey.
straight path, you know? Yeah.
Well, you're a very skilled artist.
Yes.
Very skilled. You're
I mean, a
And
damn good musician. I brag
and I
about you constantly.
and I think what and I hate to say this, and it's very sad. And I was just watching a documentary about Dave Navarro, man. That dude had one hell of a oh my I didn't know.
I've seen it.
But
Yeah.
like him, Dave Mustaine, he had a rough upbringing. I think, and I know it's not all musicians, but I think what brings good musicianship, at least to an apex, maybe is some kind of a twisted depression, maybe.
Yeah. I
But I
mean,
know I know that there's many, and I'm many skilled musicians out there that have never touched a lick of depression, possibly.
I mean,
You know,
look at some of your greatest comedians too. I mean, you know, a lot of those guys suffer with
Robin
depression
Williams.
too.
Robin
Yeah, I mean-
Williams, right there. That right there is like really.
I mean, it's a hell of a
the
thing,
happiest
man.
man on the planet was apparently the saddest man on the planet. You know what I mean?
Why he was so happy, he was trying to cover it up. He didn't want the outside world to see what was really going on the inside, the demons he was fighting.
And that's a problem
Yeah.
with depression is wearing that mask, man. It's you wear that mask and eventually it'll control you. You know, eventually you'll never be able to rip that mask off.
Yeah.
You know.
And
Yeah,
I used to say all the time, fake it till you make it. Put that smile on your face and just fake being happy, and
I'm good at
eventually you will be.
I'm really good at it, sadly.
But it
Yeah.
doesn't work that way.
You
Because
never
I
experienced
know
true
better.
happiness.
I have a couple
You
times.
got to truly let people know what's going on, or try to if you're in that hole, you're about to just give up, seek help, because
Yeah.
it won't get
It's out there.
better if you don't try.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds fucking cold and callous, but it's the truth.
Yeah, it's truth, man. I mean, how are you
I-
gonna know if you're worth something if you don't try to be worth something as well, you know? I mean, that's one thing that this whole lazy entertainment thing has really brought me, if I can say anything, it has brought me a sense of self-worth that is not sitting in front of my computer and wasting away.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at least this gives me an outlet to talk to people, listen to people. I love listening to people. I'll sit here and listen all day. You know, I listen to Joe Rogan podcast without the video all the time. You know, I listen all day.
I get it. I will go back and listen to the ratio podcasts, so just to hear them just bullshit. I could go back and just listen to us bullshit for hours on end, because it's I like that. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I don't always have to be watching a video. Listening to music, or just listening to a podcast, or one of my favorite things to do is listening to stand up. I love it. It helps.
Well, it makes you feel like you're there, you know. It makes you
Yeah.
feel like there's two dudes next to you talking, or three,
Yeah.
4 dudes next to you talking, or a crowd full of people, and you're in the middle of it. Yeah, I get that. That's why I like listening to live music, because you almost get to hear the chanting and shit, and you can almost feel it. I love it.
You can hear the imperfections in it too. Like
Yeah,
old school records, you'd hear like that pop and that hiss, and it was relaxing to hear the
Oh yeah.
the imperfections and everything in the music.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
That's one reason why when we get somewhere that I know we're gonna stay for a long time, we're gonna be getting Kat has a record player at her dad's that he gave her a while ago. She just never had anywhere to put it. And this thing is bigger than my desk. Like it's huge.
Oh, it's one of
And
them big like
it's
coffee table ones.
big coffee table
Yeah.
one, and it's heavy. And right now it's sitting in her dad's basement. And ugh, I regret the day he moves out of there. I hope he hires movers because I just don't want to lift that thing. Everything else I'll help with, but that's hard. That's gonna be hard.
so Jory, and on top of everything, is there anything else you want to add to help kind of like, like any of your past experiences, like what have you learned? Like, how's it helped you as a human today?
Well, one thing I have learned through all of my experiences, whether through depression, being bullied, all that BS, no one can make fun of yourself more than you can make fun of yourself. No one can make fun of you more than you can make fun of yourself. Sorry, thank you.
No,
That's why like when we play Warzone and stuff, I'm always dogging on myself because guess what?
we all do it. We all dog on each other out.
Well,
We dog on ourselves
not
too a
that
lot.
It's like if I can hear myself say it, then somebody else saying it isn't gonna matter.
It
But
takes the sting out of it.
it does
Yeah.
take the sting. But here's the problem with that. There's a big problem with the method I just said is it can build on you, and you can start believing that shit. Like Daniel, you and me work together. You see my moods, man. You see the way I can. When I'm in a shit mood, that's because all I'm thinking about is how worthless my ass is. I'm stuck here at this shithole making less than the temps are making, and I've been there 3 years, and these temps are making more than me, you know?
Yeah.
And
And
be,
I
It
get
puts
be able to,
everybody in a mood too.
yeah,
Not to
yeah.
sound like disrespectful or
No,
to
no, you're right.
condescend or anything or condescending or anything. It does. Like Jory will come in a mood and it kind of sets the tone for the day.
And I hate it. And I hate it, man. I hate being the one who kills the mood because I
spreads
know I am.
just like positivity, negativity spreads as well. And
And when I'm pissed or in a mood, I'm fucking pissed or in a mood, man. I don't fucking sugarcoat that shit, man. I'm either pissed or I'm not, you know.
Yeah, I got you, dude.
Yeah, he goes straight
And
into it. Like
yeah, and
you ask him what's wrong, and it's
nothing.
And nothing.
usually, and then about the third or fourth time I ask him, and then it's everything dumps at once.
That motherfucker.
It's like,
Here we go.
Because I'll hide myself behind my machines and just sit in a pissy mood, and you know that's about all I can do while I'm at work is just hide behind my machines. But I mean, that's I guess kind of being an adult when you're stuck at a shitty place you're working at. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately.
It's a good place.
I mean,
I
yeah,
have a job. You know, I have a job. It's a good place.
Yeah,
I just that's just the adult in me saying I fucking hate my job.
Well, too, there's always that silver lining, and that's one thing I try to do is I try to find silver linings in everything. That in most situations, obviously, that you can't do it all, but there's always that silver lining. At least you got a decent job that you don't mind working at.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
we could be unemployed like Bob.
Wow.
What are you shit talking about, Bob? That's my boo you're talking about.
Really gonna shit talking Bob right now?
I'm unemployed by choice, just so you know.
Yeah, by choice.
I didn't.
Yeah,
you're not unemployed. I guess you are a Twitch affiliate, so you are employed by Twitch.
Yeah, technically.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a heads up right now. There is a possibility we could lose power. So if I go blank, I love you guys. There's been rolling blackouts around here, I think. Owensville, Rosebud, Gerald's been in and out of power because of all this ice. So
Cuba was out of power for like 3 days.
Yeah, so just be warned if I black out, I'll be back.
Eventually. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to add on top of everything, bud? Or
yeah, let me say this one thing. It's the one thing I have found that always helps me if I'm in a pissed off mood. Now this works for me. I'm not gonna say it works for anybody else. If I'm angry and like I want to go punch some shit, listen to some heavy ass death metal. I'm talking some of the heaviest music. I'm being serious.
I know.
And just sit there just like
Just get that anger out in just music instead of
and if
taking
you're
it on somebody else.
yeah, exactly, man. If you're feeling in a super
Go
shit mood,
listen to
you
some
hate the
fucking
world.
Lamb of God or something
No,
like
dude,
that.
no, it's like some. I'm not even gonna name the band, dude. Like, no, just go Cannibal Corpse. That's the easiest. Everybody knows who Cannibal Corpse is. If you're feeling really super
Fuck you
angry
with
at
a
the world, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Restoration
name
Plague,
of one of their songs.
yeah. Skull full of maggots. I mean, if you're like that's what gets me out of. That's what puts a smile on my face. Maybe it's
Yeah.
because I'm a metalhead. Maybe it's because it's angry music meeting angry mood. Just
I mean, I kind
you
of do
know,
the same thing. Like I'll start blaring music and I'll just go for a drive sometimes. You know,
And-
usually my band of choice is like Five Finger Death Punch. Just crank it on the radio and just drive.
yeah. If
Like
I'm in a
that's.
or
Oh,
some dubstep or something like that.
I thought you just cut out there. You lag for a second there.
Oh. But
It'd be kinda
that's
funny,
about all
though.
I gotta say is, if listen to your favorite song. If you're feeling depressed or something, man, put in your favorite song. Think of your favorite song. Something.
And
Yeah.
For me,
yeah.
music's my ultimate release, but I'm
Oh, yeah.
biased. So as a
Well,
musician, I'm
to an
kind of biased.
extent. I mean, I know music is a big release for a lot of people that
Yeah.
that stuff with
That's
their
why I
passion.
always try to strive for it, man. If you're in a shit mood, if you're pissed off, you just go listen to metal. Well, I listen to I don't care what you listen to. Go listen to some really heavy fucking music, and it might work, man.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
never know.
If you listen to rap and you don't like metal, try it, man. When you get pissed, try it.
Oh
Try
yeah,
it.
for sure.
If you listen to country and you hate metal, try it. I love listening to country, but I only listen to it when I'm in a good mood
Well,
because
yeah, I
it's
mean,
good mood music,
yeah,
at least for me.
and that's what I'm saying. I mean, like I'm kind of more country and rock, and so I get it. But
Yeah, that's it. That's me in a nutshell. That's my crazy side.
Real quick before we get to you, Simba, can we all take a quick bathroom break? This old man's got to pee.
yeah, we can take a quick break, guys. We're gonna take a couple minute break real quick. So
I need to
we're
go
supposed to hear
refresh.
chat,
What?
And
but
Go
yeah,
for it.
if
those
you
who
guys
are in the
wanna share
podcast,
and share anything with us in chat,
Just type it up.
if you'd like to, you can type it. We'll read it out loud. Or if you don't want to share it with us on in chat, and you still want to share it with us,
message us in Discord. Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah, we can keep it anonymous. If
Yeah.
you want to share, but you don't want to put out who you are or anything
Yeah.
like that, then you can share it to us privately, and we can talk about it if you want, or we could just reach out to you in a private manner.
Yeah,
And
100%.
we're not just here to share our experiences. We're here to talk to you guys, to let you guys know you have someone to talk to.
Real
You
quick.
may not,
And hell, maybe
some
something
of
we
you
say
may
help
not know us from Adam, but
Yeah, if we can help one person today out of the millions that are going through this, then we've done something.
yeah.
Real quick, I want to say, going back to what we're talking about with music and stuff and driving. My mom's watching, and she just messaged me on Facebook. Right, the song "Radar Love" by Golden Earring. That's a good song to drive anger to. that song gets you going pretty fast.
All right, I'll be right back.
Go for it.
Yeah, no. Music is a big release for me as well. I mean, like I said, throwing some music on and driving. I mean, I did, coming home from my sister's today because I was at my sister's all week, house sitting for her, on the way
I'm gonna take a
home.
break too.
Yeah, mom's watching. I sent her the link, so she's here, but she doesn't chat. She doesn't have an account yet, but she's live. She's messaging me privately on Facebook. So,
It's all good.
hi, Mama.
Hello. Hi, Mama Simba.
Mama Simba.
Yeah, I mean, as a musician, that's how I've always found the best way to get through some angry times. Is just throw on the heaviest music I can think of, and
Oh yeah, 100%, dude, 100%. Like I said, mute.
When I'm in a good mood, sometimes I put on the heaviest music I can think of.
For those who don't know that are watching, me and Jory, we don't know each other in real life. I mean, him and Danny, or Jesus, or Ghostface, or whatever you want to call him, they work together. But like me and Bob have never met Jory in our lives yet. Plan on doing it soon.
Yeah, we only know each other pretty much through Discord.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I know the day we meet, it's gonna be fun as hell. I know it is going to be so.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Like I'm actually looking forward to meeting you because
Hugs
I
of
mean
plenty,
you
but-
live an hour away. I could drive the day if I wanted to, but that involves not being lazy, and hence the
Yeah.
name. We're Lazy Entertainment, so I
Yeah,
got the
well,
snippets.
that right there goes to show, man, that the gaming community can be there because I mean, like you said, I don't know Bob in real life. I
Yeah.
don't know Simba in real life, but
And
I can sit here and tell these two guys anything.
This is why I love what I do. What doing this stuff is because I've met some of the greatest people. Like I got my best friend from Wisconsin named Kyle. You know, me and him have talked. We've had several late night conversations, just with depression stuff. And I don't know if he's in chat or not or watching. But he's probably about stopping by eventually. But and then I got tons of other friends that I've met online. Within my Discord, and these friendships mean a lot to me more than what they realize. I think, and then just it's just nice to know that I've got people to talk to outside of my normal IRL friends. Like I got my best friend Luz with me, and my other best friend staying there now because he's home for a few weeks. So it's just nice to know that if I can't get a hold of somebody in IRL, then I can easily go to my online friends and just vent to them if I need to, just about the day I've had or what's going on in my mind at that particular point in time.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, that's huge.
All right, now that Bob's here, conversation can continue. It's my turn to potty.
I gotta go too. Dang, come on, hurry up.
Well, I can just sit here and make weird noises if you want.
Well, that's what we do normally there, Bob.
This is true. It is very true.
I'm going into my stuff. I'm gonna get kind of gushy on all you folks. Okay, now like that. By the way, your camera's out of focus again. Fix your camera. Looks out of focus.
No, I don't know what it is. It's
that cheapo camera you got.
It's not a cheapo. It's a Logitech, there, bud.
Yeah, I'm the one here with the cheapo camera.
Come on, fucking focus.
No. Lord in chat.
Oh no.
What?
It needs to be cleaned.
Oh no. Well, the host is gonna step away for a hot second. I'll be right back, guys. Now that Ghostface here is back, I'm gonna take my opportunity to leave for a hot minute. Lore says don't break the camera.
I'm not.
I mean, you're looking at it, you might.
True.
Do what?
Chat.
You ain't
I
wrong.
come back to such a weird.
It was dirty. So the camera was dirty, and that's why it was.
Because you were staring at it?
The autofocus. Yeah. Makes sense, right?
It does.
We're all taking turns going potty.
I know, we could have just left all at the same time and ran. Oh, wait, we can't run an ad.
Not
Could have
yet.
put like a be right back screen at least.
Just Jory's head popping.
If I could get any lower, I'd come up from the top, from the bottom, but that'd be tricky to get around the camera. Oh, that's nasty.
I know we need a be right back screen. I'm sorry. Okay, we're all back. Gosh. I apologize, Chad. That was unprofessional of me. I apologize.
Well, no, that's why I stayed. That way we can at least keep the conversation.
I know. Anyway, all right.
I
Yeah,
just need a mental refresh.
You good, bud?
I've been crying, but I come out. My wife's like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's
a rough one. I know." And I told her what it's gonna be.
And we were prepared for it. Though you can't truly prepare for really something like anything any of us have gone through.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
I've been thinking about this all day.
Yeah.
It's been heavy
the
on my
last 2 weeks I
mind.
have."
But I think that too, we need to do stuff like this once in a while, just because it's kind of gives it opens up the raw side for us, and then it helps because it helps people connect to us. It doesn't seem like we're just some.
It's also it's lethargic for us as well.
Well, that too, and after telling my story, it kind of this kind of be more apparent. But those who do know, I've wanted to do something like this since stuff's happened in my past. I want to be that next person to bring in the awareness, whether it be through streaming, YouTube, or some kind of media, just some kind of outlet.
Your platform for good.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you're frozen, Jesus. Looks like you're about to sneeze, and you're good.
Good.
Okay. Well, speaking of that, let's go and get into my story. I think this is going to be a bit of a lengthy one. I think I'm trying to keep it short. I'm going to tell the gist of, but kind of the more backstory of what's going on my.
Only tell what you feel
Well,
comfortable
it's
with.
just that I don't care what anybody knows. I mean, I'm pretty open with everybody, so.
You got to censor some things just for.
I know that.
Service.
But no, so I'll start off with the most obvious one that's been taking a toll on me the biggest, and that's my best friend Michael. 3 years ago, well, so yesterday he'd have been 29. Yes, because yesterday was his birthday. But it was 3 years ago, August 1st. He took his own life. Sorry. And
Take your time, but you don't have to rush through it.
I know. I'm good. I'm trying to not to, because I'm a crier.
It's okay. I've been crying this whole time. Luckily, my webcam's dark, so you won't be able to see it. But I've been tearing up. The moment Bob started, I've been waterworks flooding.
At the time I was working with Jesus here, Ghostface, whatever, and let me get some backstory. My buddy Michael here. We were best friends since first grade. First grade we met. He moved down next to me. Probably was like 3 or 4 houses down from me, where my parents lived at the time. They still do, actually. So that's a redundant statement. Anyway, I ramble too, so I do this often. But first grade is whenever we met, and it started a pretty good friendship. They just moved from California, and him and his sister did with their mom, and they were at the time she was married to their ex-stepdad. Me and him, we were like Bob or Jory, his friend. We were always at the hip. Every day we were together, especially in the summertime. And we were always down at the creek that was right between our houses.
One was somebody's shadow. There's all
there's a creek between our houses, or there's also a little water hole that we always go to. We'd call each other on the phone, meet you down at the water hole, go down to the water hole, down the creek. We spend all day down there, just doing nothing but throwing rocks in the water, role playing, fantasy play stuff, just goofing off, just being kids. Once in a while we go bring fishing poles. We didn't want to catch shit, but we bring fishing poles. We'd ride our bikes down there, just go explore the woods a little bit here and there, and just have fun, just go all over the neighborhood. Because that was at the time, we had a safe neighborhood. We could do that. We could ride our bikes all night, into the dark, and just mess around, and have fun. We grew up, and then it was about middle school. He moved away. He moved down to St. Louis area. As his stepdad at the time wanted to be close to his family and a job or some stupid crap, so they moved down to Oakville. Whereas Oakville, Missouri is where they moved to. Then they split up, and then so when he moved away, it was right going in middle school. We didn't have cars. We couldn't just drive to go see each other. So every summer we would plan at least a week. We can get together, and I go to his place. He comes to mine. Whatever, and we'd hang out for a week. And we would talk on the phone all the time. And then we started getting into more, and I got more into online gaming after high school, and then we started playing games together all the time online. That was a blast, and just started, we always kept contact no matter what, and especially when it coming time to hang out in the summertime, we'd be talking every minute. We'd be on the phone, what should I bring to this? We do this, we could do this, we're going to do that. Just, being kids. And finally, after high school, we both got our license, and then, we were always, start trying to work around school, work schedules, and at the time, college schedules when we were going to college a little bit. But we still made time to see each other all the time, and it was great. He was my best friend, and then he got to where he moved out. I finally moved out at 25 at my parents' house, and then he came down to my house several times. And then it was in 2017. But on the it was 2017 when was when he passed away, and it was that summer he came down. At the time he was working at GameStop, and he came down because he came down for the weekend. We had a great weekend. As our last weekend together, we had a great weekend. He brought some fresh fish. We grilled. We went to my buddy Gary's house. We just had a good time. We had a lot of good laughs, and it was that weekend. Before he left, because I worked Saturday, so I know every little detail about this story, and I hate myself that I do, but I'm kind of glad I do that too. But he took my gun without me knowing on that weekend, and it was 2 days later. I get a phone. I get home from work. I had a rough day. I was wanting to be by myself. I was laying on my bed, and at the time I was living with my roommate now, Tim, and my other good buddy Ben and his girlfriend at the time, Crystal, which is also Michael's little sister. So Crystal come in the room, and she looked at me. She's like, "Hey, can you get a hold of Michael? He is threatening to commit suicide again because he's had some past instances where he's tried to do it. So one time he did drink bleach. He was putting him in the hospital for about a month. So he's had some instances in the past, and so I tried calling him. Nothing. He didn't never answer. It was about 15 minutes later. I got a message on Facebook. One of his friends, and it was a picture that he had sent to a Discord that he was in, and it was a picture of a gun. Said, "I'm done," and then left Discord. So his friend sent the picture to me, asking like, can you get a hold of Michael, or can you get a hold of him? I'm worried." And at that point, I looked at the picture really good. I mean, that's when I realized he took my gun. Hang on, sorry.
You're good, dude.
So, I told his sister, we jump in the truck. We make it. We make a 45-minute drive in about 30 minutes. Still don't know how we made that to this day. But we get there, call the cops on him. Get to his grandma's house where he was staying at the time. He wasn't there, so they pinged his phone. They found out he was in Cowswood State Park. So we're sitting there at his grandparents' house, or his grandma's house, for pretty much the whole night, up to about 1 or 2 in the morning. And I'm surrounded by his family, and my mom come up, and that's it's about 11 o'clock. Was when we got the news. He was gone. Give me a moment, sorry.
You're good.
All the
Take
time you need.
dude.
All right.
But because at that point we knew he was gone. And I got a tattoo for him. A big of a part of life he was for me. So, but this is I'm good. But this is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about this stuff. It's because I've dealt with some demons of my own, from being picked on in high school, picked on in school at the time. I've always been the butt end of the jokes. I've always had that self-doubt, like, Jory and Bob talked about. And just I've always had these demons of just, I call them demons. I mean, what I feel like they are, because they're always there taunting me. But I've always dealt with depression. I've had a few times where I've seriously had contemplated doing the same, doing similar, even before he had passed away. But it's actually right before, about a week or two before he had done what he had done. I was there, in my room, by myself, alone, drinking. Once again, not a good idea. And I was getting my own little head. The depression kicked in. and I took the same pistol that he had used and was gonna do the same thing that night. But I decided not to. I talked myself out of it, talked myself down, put it away, went to bed, cried myself to sleep. It just happened to be 2 weeks later. So he does what he did. Is I was at a very low point in my life there at that point in time, with my depressions before Michael ever even passed away, and is so I was very very bad point in my depression at that time to deal with anything. I was at the point where I was just ready to die because I mean I just didn't see no self worth. And then as after he passed away, my best friend that's in he's probably in chat, Sunshine. Sunshine and Apex here have been the two biggest helps for me. That helped get me through a lot of this because, and Sunshine's wife, they've all have helped me just become the person I am today. I mean, it's been it's been a hell of a road. These past, I've been out of high school for 10 years, and I've always said this. It's been a hell of a 10 years. I've lost several other friends. I've lost a good best friend, Jeremiah, to a car accident. That back in high school. And I've lost other friends that just it's rough. Losing friends and stuff like that. But and losing my grandparents. My one thing I want to talk about was my granny. Joe was talking about his, reminding me of mine. But she passed away very suddenly in a sense because she had a brain aneurysm that burst and she had bleeding on the brain. So she was brain dead for 3 days pretty much. That was rough seeing her, but I mean, we were kind of like, every grandparent has like usually kind of like that more grandchild they more favor. I was her more favored in the sense of things, so it was rough seeing her.
Sorry, Twisted.
No, we and her were just talking about this last night, and so this is nothing new to us. We already know. So, yeah,
sorry, I had to make you laugh.
Right.
Yeah, it was. But I've got, and with this whole LayZ Entertainment, like Bob here is as one of the biggest ones that's got me back into doing the streaming stuff. To be fair, because I started doing the streaming stuff a couple years ago, got into it because me and Michael were trying to do it, and then he passed away, and I've always wanted to do something with I eventually want to try to do a charity live stream for mental health awareness or suicide awareness, whatever. But it's Bob here that's but these guys have helped me he's helped me get back in the streaming thing, and then this was more or less Ghostface's idea for the whole thing, and then just these two together. I mean, we've kind of come full circle together, and it's kind of because Jesus was there whenever Michael passed away, and
Was it like a week or two after we met?
no, it was longer because it happened in August. Yeah, because I started working there in May. We started talking about was it in June or July? We were hanging out for a good while at that point in time, but he was there for that whole situation, and I've always had some friend there to help me support myself, though I don't fall down in that deep depression and get to that point again to where I'm ready to just say fuck it all, and I don't like being at that point. I've struggled to this day still. I mean, there's days where I just don't want to get out of bed. I just don't do nothing, and I shut everybody out.
Yeah,
you guys all know that.
Yeah, there's days I'll wake up and be like, dude, I told myself last night I really didn't want to wake up anymore, man. The fuck.
I know, but in the long run of things, like that's been my biggest situation that I've had to deal with, and that's been the hardest for me because like I said, I've lost friends, I've lost family members, but with depression and suicide, it's different. Because
yeah,
for sure.
This might be a little out there, and kind of like in a weird kind of state of mind, but like I see it like this, losing a friend in a car accident's hard, yes. But at the time, they didn't ask for that. It just happened.
Yeah.
With suicide, they were making that decision. That's what I think makes it so much harder than just losing a loved one to, some disease or natural
To an act of
causes.
God.
Yeah, exactly. Some act of higher power that just, it's your time, it's your time. We shouldn't be able to choose when it's our time.
When it comes to suicide, some say it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yeah, I love that quote.
But the way I look at it is that pain that you're feeling in that moment, it doesn't go away. It will be passed on
Oh yeah.
to your family members, to your loved ones.
All the people you leave behind.
Yeah.
It's
that's one thing that Michael stated in his letter. It was an actual letter, mind you. Like, I love the kid to death, but the kid loved to tell stories, and he had everything wrote out to a T in a 15-page book. I'm not even playing. It was a 15-page book that he had wrote. That was his suicide note, and he explained in there why, he didn't want to get out. He didn't want to be that. He didn't want to be that person to get the professional help because he doesn't want to see that. He sees that. I don't know why he didn't want to get it. I can't even tell you why he didn't want to get it, but he just didn't want to get help.
He might not have even known why.
And that's why I will bend over backwards for people that I care about to make sure that they're okay, that they're not going to harm themselves. Because there's been a couple times that there's a guy that me and Jesus used to work with. You know who I'm talking about. That I've actually called the cops on before because he's posted to Facebook a little video to Facebook of looked like he was slitting his wrist. I called the cops. I don't know where he lived. All I know is his name. I called the cops. I called the town he lived in, the police department, to see if they could find him. He's fine, obviously now, but I mean, at the time I was like, I sit there hesitated for myself for like a good 5 minutes. Like, do I need to do this? Should I do this, or just shouldn't even worry about it? Is he fine? Just this and that, and then I did it anyway, just because I don't know where he lives. I don't know anything about him much anymore because he's changed a lot since we worked with him. But I still cared enough to at least make a phone call. If you're worried about somebody, reach out to them. And I know I'm kind of a pot calling the kettle black for people that are watching that know me very well. Sorry. But,
I've had to come kidnap you.
Yeah, he's kidnapped me.
You have gotten better, in my opinion, about it, because there's days where you get on and we'll just bullshit and talk, and
those mornings we do that, I look forward to those mornings sometimes because it's like I get sit and bullshit with my friends and just kind of vent off a little bit. So, and
it's therapeutic.
I spent the past week at my sister's house here, and that whole week was I was sure I was house sitting her dogs, taking care of her place still, but I mean it was relaxing. I had a week to just kind of just do what I wanted to do because I brought my whole setup and everything. Obviously, you guys know because to watch my streams, I was streaming the whole week pretty much.
Went from a bed in the background to a couch for a little bit.
It wasn't a casting couch, okay?
Oh, that's right there.
That's back there.
That looks uncomfortable.
It's comfortable to sit on, not comfortable to sleep on.
But
there's a futon.
I know
better be good.
No, I struggle with my stuff, and but I will do I'll do everything in my power to help anybody out. If it comes to the point where I don't think I can help you, then I'll call somebody that I know they could help you guys out. Because I mean, I've seeked my own therapy stuff. If it comes to the point where I'm worried about somebody actually hurting themselves, I will even call the suicide hotline for them and give them as much information as possible as I can. I don't know if they do that or not, but something.
Keep it in mind. It's not just for that that hotline is not just for that person to reach out and call, because sometimes they won't do it. And
which I need to have you some of the resources.
Lore has resources for services as well. We can get those posted in the Discord.
Yeah, because there's a lot of different resources out there, not just the suicide prevention hotline. There's a lot out there.
Talking
Yeah,
from experience
is.
here, back after Michael passed away, I was at that point. I didn't want to get help either. But then I finally started looking around because, like, first of all, I didn't know how to look. And I'm always sitting there thinking that, it's going to cost an arm and a
Sorry,
leg.
I'm not laughing at you.
No,
I'm laughing at what Abe said. I know people who have resources.
I know. I figured that.
Their birthdays.
But like I struggle with trying to figure out like where to go for help to get stuff off my chest with Michael and some other past experiences. And I finally found a place. Right, I don't go to them anymore now, but that's due to other reasons. But I guess I was thinking it's going to cost like an arm and a leg to go seek therapy. It cost me $20 a session because they had a sliding scale with I didn't have insurance. I'm like, but there's places out there that will work with you. They will do what they need to do to help get you the help you need. Don't ever think that money's an issue because there's people that help. There's things to help. Don't be that person. Don't let your pride get in the way as like I do. I still do that, and I hate myself for it because
I'm really bad for that.
I think it shows more pride getting help than it does not getting help.
And
I think that shows
true,
pride. That shows strength. And not
saying
saying you're not
openly
strong.
admit that you need help.
Yeah, and not saying if you don't go get help. Not saying you're not strong by any means.
One thing I do want to say,
because you are, but.
And Laura touched on it here, and I want to say something about this. She said, I've been working in a psychiatry for a bit now. The field that gets looked over a lot. And that is true. When after everything happened with Michael, I stated, and I still quote to this day, suicide and depression is a real pandemic that people need to be worrying about. They need to have brought more awareness to it than just brushed under the damn rug.
Yeah.
Because, if you've got people that are out there, I'm one of them. Dealing with depression and not knowing where to go, and people just, when you tell people you've got depression, they're just like, whatever, you're just you're doing it for attention, this and that. So I'm about to get heated probably a little bit, just because people, because it's a crisis that we need to address. That people aren't going to do it though.
And a few bad apples have ruined it. Like a few bad people have done it for attention because.
And that's true.
It does get them attention, and it's like it kind of makes it stereotypical. Then, like if you are the one going through issues, then everybody just assumes that you're doing it for views or you're doing it for some.
I know, and that's one thing. To me, that's why it's always going to be a thing that I will always talk about and want to bring awareness to, and want to do charities for, want to do just keep it in the limelight, just because. People need to be aware. People need to talk more. And just like I said, I know I'm gonna be the pot calling the kettle black here, but I'm working on getting better about it, and I have gotten a lot better about it. I feel like I've actually, I've opened up to my parents more about stuff that I've endured. My mental state, like how my mind ticks. And I've opened up to more people about it, and it's been rough. Yeah, it's been hard to tell my parents stuff that I don't want them to know. But I'm almost 30 now. It's like, what the fuck are they gonna do now?
You don't ghost me nearly as much as you used to.
They can still
because we're in Discord now. I can't. I'm kidding.
Honestly, there's times where if he's not on before noon, I message his ass.
Fair.
Like, are you still sleeping? Wake the fuck up.
See, I've got at least we've got these guys that keep me grinding, and plus my two best friends that are in my same household right now. I love all you guys and all the audience. I love everybody here. You guys keep not only just us but even me just going. It keeps me wanting to move forward with this. Seeing the audience reactions. Granted, most of them are all friends and family. Yes, that's true. But at the same time, I don't care. We're entertaining people that we're doing what we're supposed to do. I feel
we've been given this platform, and we're going to use it to the best of our ability.
And
whether
that's
it's
one thing that
mental health, whether
I love about the internet is, you've got several people that have gone viral or famous off the internet that are in the TV shows and shit like that now. It's because they've put themselves out there on the internet. I'm not saying I'm ever going to get famous, but it's just the fact of, knowing potentially it might happen, but even if I just get 1,000 followers and just stay small, I don't even care. As long as I'm making 1,000 people happy, I'm doing something with my life. I can go to sleep easier at night, knowing that I've helped at least a couple people out of that big group.
Yeah.
Knowing that I made somebody's day a little bit better.
Sure.
If I can make either one of you guys laugh, makes me feel good.
Is that what keeps waking you up every morning?
To an
Or keep-
extent, yeah. And just keep that drive to keep pushing forward to keep going with this, because I mean I've honestly I love doing the stream stuff. Like I also just love the techie stuff. So I'm learning something new every day. I'm like, ooh, this is fun.
Yeah, this overlay you got looks phenomenal, by the way.
And I found it online. I just kind of done some stuff with it on my own. But I mean,
It-
I made it
good.
our own. And and I find my own ways to cope with stuff. We've all got our crutches in a sense. I mean, whether mine be video games or, like I used to smoke cigarettes and I stopped doing that. I went to vaping. Whether it be smoking or, some people take up drinking. It just, you do what you got to do to cope for that time to survive.
Yeah, find a vice.
And
Which isn't always the best thing to do because some people find the wrong vices.
True. I mean that to an extent. If you're out there, if you find your vices out there killing people, then you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah,
Or being a drug, or getting hooked
Hey, look,
on
guys,
drugs.
I have actual Mountain Dew this time.
Are we all drinking all the flavors? What do you got, Jory? Do you got LimeWire?
I got red.
Ooh.
No, I would have Code Red if I had Mountain Dew.
You had to ruin it.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
Original gamer.
Wah,
Well,
wah, wah,
now
wah,
let's go ahead and get with the last
Yes,
side of the.
I've been very quiet this whole episode, and I don't
Shall we
really.
say we saved the best for last?
Yeah, but that's not true though. 'Cause,
Hey,
we say pain is pain, but I haven't gone through nearly what the three of you have gone through.
so
I
But
mean,
you have your own story, and that's what
Mine-
matters. It's not. It doesn't matter if it's not a pissing contest.
Thank you, Jinx.
It
So-
doesn't matter if it is how things went with us. It doesn't. Depression's depression. Mental health is mental health. You need.
It comes in all shapes and forms, man.
100%.
I guess my depression really started back in 07, beginning of 07. I was attending, a high school in the town next to the one I live in now, and there was a couple. There was a guy and a girl that were dating, and I'm not gonna go into too many details, but something happened. They broke up, and they both got sent away because of it. She accused him of something that didn't happen, and they both got in trouble for it.
Mhm.
And my first day of starting, he came back to school, and being the new guy, it was kind of being the new kid in school. It was the first person that actually talked to me or whatever. I became friends with. And well, when she came back a couple of weeks later and saw that I was friends with him, and started talking to her too, and she found out I was friends with him, she said the same thing about me to get me into trouble.
Mhm.
'Cause she didn't like the fact that I was talking to her ex-boyfriend. So she accused me of something that really could have ruined my life. I'm not gonna say what it was because I don't think I'm allowed to on this platform, but
You're good.
I think I'm sure enough audience can figure out what you're trying to say.
and she had a couple of her friends say the same. I tried doing things to them in the bathroom, and it was all false. Like I didn't do anything. I'm not like that. Never have been. Never will be.
Yeah.
And so it could have ruined my life, but I was smart enough at the time to remove myself from the situation. I dropped out of high school. It became very hermit. I mean, I literally showered and left my house once a year for several years. Whenever a video game came out that I really wanted, I would take a shower and go to a midnight release. That's the only time I would ever leave my house. I very rarely even left my bedroom because I couldn't trust people.
Yeah.
still to this day have a problem trusting people.
I
And
get that.
I don't know. I come across a guy I met online. One of my best friends today was my best man, named Scott, the disciple, who's very religious, unlike
Very.
me, and yet somehow him not preaching to me, but just being there, it helped me through it. And I slowly began to trust people a little bit better, and kind of worked out, came out of it. I don't know what happened. I just woke up one day and was like, I chose the right decision at the time. I didn't let it ruin my life like I thought it did, and I can start just to grow and move on.
Yeah.
And then in 2012, I became homeless for 3 years. And it's like then I hit a real low. Then I hit a really bad low. And it's like it seemed to just be snowball effect. And I didn't think my life was ever going to get any better. And during that time, I done a lot of things that I shouldn't have done to just to,
Get by.
try to yeah, I robbed people, I sold drugs, you know, a lot of and I wasn't on drugs myself, and at the time I thought that was okay. I thought that since I wasn't doing the things that that people around me were, it made me better than them. I realize now it made me worse because at least them being under the influence of something can say like, they weren't in the right mind.
Yeah.
They were high on whatever drug they were on, and that could be their reason for doing things. I was completely sober. I might have been sleep deprived because I was staying up for weeks at a time trying to keep up with them, but I was completely sober, still doing the things I was doing.
Yeah.
And one of the people's houses that I was crashing at randomly, I bounced from house to house a lot and kind of slept on a drug dealer's slept on a drug dealer's couch for a lot of times because he didn't care who was in his house as long as you didn't try robbing him.
Mhm.
And he had a lot of guns to, tempt you to
Back
rob
that
him.
up.
Yeah. And I randomly one day he goes, "You know anything about the computers?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, I need you to go to my baby mama's house to fix her internet." Okay. So he had one of his, cronies or whatever you want to call him, give me a ride across town, and I walk into his baby mama's house and met a woman that would change my life for the good, and met my wife, who was an addict, and she, me and her really helped each other out. She's done her own. I mean, she was homeless. She had a lot of, dealt with a lot of depression, and she's bipolar, and she's been in and out of the mental ward. And so it's like I've surrounded myself somehow with people who go through everything, and I'm always just here to help. Try
Yeah.
to anyways.
Well, that
I
might be your place then, brother.
I don't know why it is, but that's who I seem to be around. Like my wife had problems, Simba has problems. My old roommate was a veteran. He served 3 tours in Iraq and is the lone survivor of several different platoons. And for 3 or 4 months out of the year, he will drink himself to black out. Because if he doesn't, he wakes up with nightmares. He wakes up screaming and relives those days. And
Yeah.
I just recently realized that I surround my people that need help. I'm always the first one to offer help, but I don't ever want it. Like the three of you
Same.
know that you guys try to help me, and I'm like, no, I'm fine. But the moment you guys need help, I'm the first one there,
I
or one
know.
of the first ones there.
You are, dude.
And it's like I don't want to admit that I need help. I don't want to admit to people that may hold me to a high standard or may just hold me, high on their thoughts. I don't want to be the person that has to just say, can't do this. And I would rather just be the strong one, be the one that everybody else leans on. It's hard to admit that, and it's hard to trust people still to this day, 10 years later, still having problems trusting people because of an incident that happened in 2007. Because you never know that person that granted I didn't know her that long, but it's like I've known Simba for 3 years. I know he's never gonna say or do anything against me, but I can't bring myself to fully believe that.
I get that, dude. I do.
I'm the same way.
Because you never know. People do change. No matter what people say, like, I always say people don't change. People change. I've
Yeah.
changed in the last 10 years. But it's like I don't live with regrets. I've learned to not live with regrets. I learned that
Yeah.
everything I've gone through and everything I've been through made me who I am today, and I think deep down I'm a good person. I have some very jagged edges.
We all do though.
I'm
Yeah.
hateful. I know I can be hateful. I'm an asshole, and I'm very quick to cut people off because it's just easier that way. It's easier for you to do me wrong and me never speak to you again than to try to work through the issues that we may have had.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
shit, you never cut me off.
Yeah, but we never really had issues.
I
Yeah.
know. I know. Messing with you, bud.
That's like my late brother-in-law. We were fighting with him when he got hit by a drunk driver and was killed. And it's like there was many a times when we fought with him. I never wanted to speak to him again.
Yeah.
It was just easier that way to not have to deal with the same shit over and over and over again. It's like just you're not in my life, and I can live better that way. And then they pass away, and you realize that's not how to live.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing to do. It's not that they do hold a special place in your life, and they always will, no matter the bullshit that happens. Kind of just is what life is.
People come in and out of your lives for reasons, and you got to find out why. Whether it be a lesson, or it be a blessing. That's an old quote that I've heard before too, and I love it too because I mean, I've got several people too that I'm not in a year extent obviously, but I mean, I've got people that I've had in my life that I'm glad are out of my life, but I'm glad I've had those experiences to learn from those instances to know, become a stronger human being and a stronger guy, so I'm not falling for either the same shit or whatever. I'm not as gullible as I was yesterday with this.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Shame on me.
I live by that.
I want to
I
state
pretty much live by that.
I want to state a comment that Twisted Angel put in there. Says that your feelings and story are valid, always, no matter how big no matter how big, bad or small.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I guess it's don't ever think that whatever you went through is not as bad as what we went through. I mean, shit. I've always had a roof over my head. You were homeless for a couple of years or whatever. That's
but that whole
being
situation
homeless.
could have been handled differently. I could have chose to do different things.
True, but you know what?
We all could have as well, though.
There's
we
choices.
all could have chose different things.
Choices you made in your past have brought you the person you are today. It got you your wife.
And to be honest, the three of you, I have friends that I talk to all the time, but the three of you, you're irreplaceable. If I lost
you're just saying
any
that.
of you, I'd be crushed.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same.
I'm the type of person that when I
get attached to somebody,
make a
you're
friendship
attached.
that I get attached easily. I
Same way.
don't let go. Even at times where I know I should, I don't let go.
Yeah.
And
That
well,
is true. You do get friends that turn to family. That's what you guys are to me.
That's what all my friends are.
Well, you guys got me on one hell of a deep hole, man. Like seriously, the three of you guys doing this whole lazy entertainment thing got me out of one hell of a deep hole.
Yeah.
And it was an emotional rut too,
Same goes for me
I'm
too.
a hermit, and
Same goes for me.
Without this, I'd be probably sitting over in my chair.
Because I'll tell you right
nothing.
now, the day, so when I got back into streaming because of Bob here, me and him started playing more. Then Jesus come to me that one day, or Ghostface come to me that one day randomly. He's like, "You inspire me."
And you truly do. The three of you truly do.
This is a true statement. He literally texted me one day randomly. I think it was at work or whatever. He texted me, "You inspired me." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I was confused. So I'm like, "What?" He's like, because he's been watching the stream and stuff like that. So it's just it's kind of nice to know that even in my deepest depression, because I mean that was at a very low point in that point in time, and I'm still working out of it. It's getting better, but and I don't know. I know I'm gonna fall back down. It happens all the time. It happens to everybody. But in that moment,
we'll be here to help you right back up, brother.
In that moment of time, when you texted me that to get this going again, like this is what's you come to me that day, asking me questions, how do you do this, how do you do that, made me feel like I've actually got self-worth. And that's one thing that I do. You will never understand how greatly appreciate I am of that. Like, it's to all of you guys.
Well, that's
I
like
mean,
when me and Daniel were shooting the shit about this whole idea at work. You know, it was just one of those, dude, this would be so cool. You know, we'll start streaming and all this
Is-
stuff. It's like, all right, dude, I'm gonna go out and buy $1,000 worth of equipment, which here I am, you know, and then
He
here
did
it's
it.
all it's
Yep.
all coming to a head, you know, and for
It
me,
took
I'm
some
finding
time.
some stuff where it took a lot of time. It took a lot of time, patience, and bullshittery.
and
But you know, here
It-
I
it
am
took- it
actually
took us
able to
failing.
bring my music out to some form of a public, and
You
for
know,
that, you guys are irreplaceable for that.
While thanking
I mean,
you
the
guys,
first-
one second, I'm gonna finish real quick.
Go ahead.
I want to thank. I also got to thank my best friend Michael for giving me this as well, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have a PC right now. Actually, probably wouldn't be doing this. To be fair, because me and him we're talking for that next summer of 2018. That when I got my tax turned in that year, I was gonna go build me a PC. I mean, he hasn't helped me because I didn't know jack about PCs really much. Like, I didn't know different parts stuff like that. And he passed away. I made a commitment to myself to say, I'm buying me a PC. I'm learning stuff, learning everything I can about it while I can. Buy me a PC. And I didn't intend for this to happen, for this lazy entertainment, but it did. And I am so grateful for, like I said, for Ghostface, Bob, Jory, and even Michael, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be on the PC now as it is. So,
Yeah,
and a lot of all my friends have gotten PCs now that I want to play with. My best friend Sunshine, Timmy, he's got PC. You just bought a PC the other day, Ghostface. I mean,
Yep.
It's all coming to head that this is gonna happen, and that's what keeps me going every day to help get me up out of bed, to keep going with doing every podcast, keep streaming, keep doing this up, keep hitting it up. It's just this is a huge thing for me, and like this is probably honest to goodness what's gonna save me in the end of it all. Because I mean I was headed down a very dark path. I mean I was ready, to be fair, a while back, kind of when this kind of got going again, but months ago. I've got a firearm as well, and it's for protection mostly. It's my conceal and carry. But gave it back to my parents for a while because I was at that point in my life. I was
remember
ready.
you
I was
talking
I,
to us
I
about
remember.
that.
Yep.
so
Yeah.
and I'm better now than what I have been, and it's slowly going up. I'm slowly trying to work on my physical self now, and I know I need to help my physical body before I have my spiritual body. And that's what I'm trying to
And
work on towards me regarding drinking soda, and isn't helping by any means, but
life is just
small
like
steps.
a lazy entertainment. We're always gonna hit roadblocks, but it's finding ways around them.
That's just life
Yeah,
in
And,
general.
yeah,
and with the
it's
four
working
with the four of
together to
you,
get through them.
yeah, with the four
Yeah.
of you, it's nice that when we hit a roadblock and one of us can't figure it out, we have three other people that we can kind of lean on.
Kind of bounce back
And
on.
I think we need to learn how to do that more as a society and just
Yeah.
everyday
Oh yeah,
life.
oh
to be
god,
able
if
to
society
open.
was like that,
So-
dude, it'd be a utopian.
Exactly.
Utopia.
And
So, this last 10 minutes, you guys want to have any closing statements or kind of any closing thoughts? We can
We're
kind of get
always
this,
here for you.
so we can kind of get this under wraps because it's almost been 2 hours.
Yeah, it is.
I don't make it
At-
too terribly long for us, but at the same time, it's-
after this, going to get with Lore. I'm gonna uh, have her gather those resources. We'll get them posted to the Discord. We'll try to get this podcast up to YouTube in the next couple days.
I'll get it
We'll post all
uploaded tomorrow.
And we'll post all the resources on the pinned comments or in the description, whatever.
Yeah, there will be there in the description.
We're
Like I
going.
said, we've been sharing the suicide hotline number in chat several different times tonight. There's help out there, guys. And like I said, if you don't
Yeah.
want to reach out and make it public, or if you don't want to, reach out to somebody you don't know and rather do somebody that you kind of know, we're here. Don't look at us as us having problems for you to not be a burden on us. Don't
Yeah.
think like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want my problems to maybe be an experience to help you out with yours. Maybe
mean,
I mean,
no matter what, if you guys want to talk to any one of us,
we're here.
feel
we're
free.
always
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We
We-
have a relationship. You,
We're
the
not
viewers.
We're
and
not
us.
doctors. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I have no PhD.
But we're here. If you feel like you can't reach out and talk to a professional, we'll talk to you. It doesn't
Or at
even
least
have to be
listen.
about what's bothering you. You can
Yeah,
just
we'll just listen.
Yeah.
You
You
just
want
want to
to
vent.
Talk,
shoot shit?
banter, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to just vent, and say some.
Yeah, like we're not doctors, but we are experienced in these types of situations.
I mean,
to an extent,
I'm always up for looking to get new people to talk to all the time too. I mean, if you guys want to ship me up,
You want to
Yeah.
play a video game or something? Hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can at the time, because I am a father, so I can't
Bob's
always
got limited
just
time
jump on him.
sometimes, but
Yeah, he's the family man out of all
if you
of
do a
us.
schedule like I've learned over the past couple months, you kind of know when it's going to be on.
Yeah.
Randomly at a
Most
Tuesday
most
at
of the
10
days
a.m.
when my daughter's sleeping.
No, and in all seriousness, no, we do love you guys. You know, we appreciate every single one of you. You know, even though we've got a small following, but I mean, we still appreciate every single one of you. You know, and those new people, whoever, you know, if you guys find this on YouTube or whatever, you know, just know we're always here for everybody. You know, and
Yeah.
granted, that's kind of a big statement to say because, you know, it's going to get overwhelming at some point if it ever does. But at the same time, you know, that's what we're here for. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you've got at least four, you know, four other idiots here to talk to. If you need to talk to somebody. I mean,
absolutely.
You know, I'm not saying I know psychologist or whatever, or some big fancy word, whatever.
He's just a boy from Union.
Yeah.
I'm just a kid from a small town Missouri that got a PC and just trying to do streamer stuff on the side, man. And I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
If you don't reach out to talk about the serious stuff, if you just reach out to bullshit or reach out just to take a couple hours to escape reality for a little while, we're here for that too.
Absolutely.
If we can help in any small way, then that means something to us.
Absolutely.
And remember, when you become lazy, you don't just become friends; you become family.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
That was deep.
So right there, guys.
I love it.
I posted all of our Discord channel links in the chat. So feel free to join them if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. Or if you want to just add us on Discord. You know, join one of the servers for a minute, hit us up, and we'll just add you. If you want to leave, that's fine.
Yeah, after this, I'll be in the Lazy Entertainment Discord under the music tab, just playing some after podcast music. So
he does kind of like a radio show for so if you guys just want to pop in.
It's not consistent yet, but I mean he does it quite often. Actually, I see him there all the time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times I want to join in, but there's other times I'm already gonna call somebody else, and I just don't have.
No, yeah, that's me and my boy Sunshine there, man.
Yeah, see, I would have joined
into it. He just plays music and shares it to whoever wants to hop in the channel with him, and talk kind of bullshits, takes suggestions, whatever.
Listen to a certain song or something.
As a closing statement, I want to say though, guys, listen from the bottom of my heart, we love you guys. Like deep down,
we truly do.
You guys got me to affiliate. All of you. You know, you guys got me to help get me to affiliate. You know, eventually we'll help get Bob to partner. You know, just we're. I can't put into words how much we appreciate
Don't focus
this.
on me.
Well, no, but I mean,
everyone needs to rise together.
Well, you know what I mean, though. But I mean, like, you guys helped me just get to affiliate, and like, it's an awesome feeling. I feel like I've actually accomplished something. So I want this to grow. I want this to be something, and this is where this has to start. You know, we got to start from somewhere, and we may just be four yahoos in our random bedrooms or whatever, talking on camera and Discord, but
office.
Sorry.
Office.
Apparently they've got proper setups, Jory. What are we doing wrong?
Office.
Damn it. Bedroom.
I even got the visual encyclopedias, man. This is an office.
No. We do love you guys, and we want you guys to stick around for as long as you want. And for the new people coming around, stick around as long as you want. If you like the video, stick around. If you don't, then you know what? So be it. Not everybody's gonna like our content. Not everybody's gonna like our humor. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the internet, though. Is if you don't like it, you can move on, find somebody else. I'm not saying we want you to, but I mean, it's do what you want to do. I don't want to try to make you stay, but we love you guys. We'll see you guys in the next one. Podcast.
Remember,
we're not done yet here. We still gotta plug some stuff here. You're gonna hate yourself there, bud. Our next podcast will be on the 17th of January.
Yes. And we're gonna start the new year off with guests. We're gonna try to have
some people lined up.
Guest every podcast.
We have some people lined up, so we'll get there when we get there. But So next podcast is the 17th of January, 6 o'clock p.m.
We
Central
got
Time.
Lazy nights on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a couple
I
other
don't think
ideas
we've
in the
quite
works.
picked a game for this Wednesday or not yet.
It's
but
still up in the air, but it'll
I
be.
thought it was Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, I
Sea of
got Sea
Thieves.
of Thieves. Yeah,
Okay, then we'll
Yeah.
it'll be
just-
Sea of Thieves
Sea of
Wednesday.
Thieves on Wednesday.
This Wednesday we'll
You
all
guys
be.
need to get the tutorial done. It's like
I've already
40
done it.
minutes.
I've already got it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
was a pain
far.
in the
I'm
ass.
almost a
But-
pirate legend.
Wow.
No.
Well, you're the
Anyway,
captain.
we'll talk about that after the podcast. But
Fair enough.
let's clean this close up, guys. I said follow us on Twitch. I didn't get that done yet. I apologize, guys. But our Twitch links, mine's Skillet Freak.
Twitch.tv/BobNonymous1. Twitch.tv/Ghostface. Twitch.tv/SkilletFreak.
And lazy Discord for me. I'm not a streamer.
All right, guys. Well,
But if you'd like, we could all type real quick in chat. I've typed recently. You can just click on our names in chat, and it will take you to the to our
But
separate channels.
on the YouTube video, when this is uploaded to YouTube, our links are all down below. Like,
Yeah.
comment, subscribe if you guys want to. Other news, you guys have anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Just that everybody's awesome.
All right,
Yes, we love you all. You guys are all
And
family.
if you or anyone you know is going through something along the lines of mental health, dealing with suicidal thoughts, don't hesitate to call.
Yeah,
'Cause
please
it-
reach out for help.
It
We've lost too many lives the last couple of years.
way too
and
many. Way too many. But,
it
yeah.
will get better, no matter if it's tomorrow or the next day or a year from now. It will get better. You just got to keep pushing through.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you'll find helps you through everything and it just change your life for the great.
All right, guys. With that, signing out. We love you guys. Y'all have a great night.
Remember, stay lazy.
Energy up.